I start every speech, every time I teach my crisis management course with a crisis is different. And people have to understand the definition of it, because we have a tendency to view everything as a crisis, right? There's the fentanyl crisis and the border crisis and whatever. And we can lose our heads and think things are worse than they are, or that we can't manage them because we've given them this title. So I'll get wonky for a second. Look, a crisis has three criteria. In my speeches, I talk about it. It is a disruption to standard operating procedure, to an institution, a community, whatever else, that may have been anticipated, but its exact moment is unknown. In other words, it's a surprise. And third, and most importantly, our capacity to respond is limited in time. So when I talk to institutions and leaders in both the public and private sector, it's that third piece, that idea of the short runway that has to motivate us to be ready for essentially the crash landing. And look, when you have a short runway, you only have two options: be ready for the crash or try to extend the runway. And so I have a variety of ways for institutions and people to think about that. How do you want to be ready? What do you want in place? What's your team look like? What's your architecture, your response architecture? What's your situational awareness? What are you going to want to know at that moment of the landing? And when I talk about extending the runway, I talk about well-known tools in disaster management, things like, having redundancies, stopping the bleed or stopping the cascading losses, and being able to adapt in real time. Look, these are all knowable skills. We know them now, and we just have to be willing to view that as now part of our standard operating procedure. So it's a great question, because it's that runway piece, that time piece, that makes what I do different than, say, other public policy problems that we confront as a society or as institutions all the time.